Sandra Peterson, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Wow. We are so excited to see you today. Because we are all big fans. We were talking about your costume a little earlier and some of your other adventures. And also your comic books. I know.
Adventures? Oh.
Well, there's a lot of fans here, you know, and they really know your life.
Uh-oh.
They've read things like 2008 interviews that maybe we'll talk about if you want or not. And usually we have people at the microphone who are going to ask questions, as well as our friends at Frankly Chat, who I have some questions I'll be reading, and they may be in the audience, but just may be shy. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to start off with talking a little bit about the comic. Oh, good news.
Yeah,
That
no, I don't
right.
I need caffeine.
Oh, I'm with you there. I have not had coffee in 4 days, and it's not pretty.
Bummer, dude.
I know, I haven't been able to even go outside. Maybe you have, that's a good thing. I know. So tell us about your comic book, the announcement that was made in 2012, and this new thing that's going on there. I'd love to hear all about it.
Well, actually, the comic book is not happening, so that's kind of a
Oh,
bummer.
no.
Yeah,
But we want to know why.
Well, you know, launching a comic book is just a very difficult thing. There's very limited comic book, well, there's a million actual places for comic books, so that's not limited. Actually making money doing it is a whole different story. So as much as I love comics, I don't know, I was looking at that as a way to get to animated, into an animated series or an animated film, and now I'm kind of going around the back door, and I'm just going to go straight towards working on the animated film, and an animated television show, excuse me. And so,
really?
Yeah, so I'm working with some really good people. I've been putting this together slowly over the last couple of years, so
Wow.
Crossing my fingers that it's eventually going to be.
Well, what can we do to help? What can we do to help as an audience?
Nothing yet, but when any PR comes up or whatever, right now it's just kind of, I've got a couple people interested, and we'll see how it goes. So that's my dream job, to be an animated
Oh my
character.
God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
What about your Twitter feed? At the Real Elvira?
Yes, at the Real Elvira. I want everybody to check it out. I've got a lot of pictures on there of some of you folks today and yesterday. And so check that out, at the Real Elvira, and then my Facebook page, and of course Elvira.com. Facebook page is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark Official. There's a lot of impersonators out there, so be very careful. Elvira's hiding. And then Elvira.com. You can go to anytime, and whatever's coming up will be on there. And I have a lot coming up this Halloween season. It's crazy. I'm very happy about that. A lot of it I can't talk about. I'm starting tomorrow shooting a television show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was complaining to Bruce Campbell. I said, oh, I have to get up at like 6 in the morning tomorrow in LA and start shooting a show. And he goes, honey, that is a champagne problem. Yeah, you're right, thank you. I shouldn't complain.
We can't hear anything about that yet.
I can't talk about it. It's going to be for Halloween. It's going to be released a couple weeks before Halloween. Also, I have another television show, a reality show, that is a brand new reality show on AMC I'm not supposed to talk about. That will just be one episode with me on it, and that'll be coming out right around Halloween. And then I have one thing I can talk about, my new record that's coming out, which I can't wait, and music video, which is so awesome. I don't know, did any of you guys just see the Ryan Adams video that I was in?
Yes.
It's called Give Me Something Good, and I thought it was going to be a little tiny bit player in it, and I ended up sort of the whole thing being about me. It was really bizarre. But Ryan Adams' crew and director also shot footage for my new video that'll be out October 7th, released from Third Man Records, Jack White's company, and Fred Schneider from the B-52s wrote it. And it's 2 songs. It's a vinyl with pictures on it. It's actually, the cover is so awesome because when you rub it, my clothes disappear. No. I'm still wearing something though, don't get too excited. It's heat sensitive.
Is it, for real, it's a heat sensitive
Yes,
cover.
it's heat sensitive, so it starts out kind of all black, and then with you rub it, and it starts, you know.
I love this.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
really
so
buggy.
cool. I can't wait for this.
And it's called, the first side is 2 Big Pumpkins, and the second side is 13 Nights of Halloween.
Wow, this
So,
is incredible.
so that'll be really fun. I can't wait for that to come out. October 7th is going to go onto YouTube, I believe, and then the record's going to be available.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
I'm doing Not Scary Farm. I'm doing a Not Scary Farm, which I don't know if you guys know here in Chicago, but it's Not Scary Farm transforms into the Halloween haunt during September and October, the end of September and October, and it becomes the largest Halloween venue in the world. They're the oldest and the largest. And it's an awesome, awesome park. They were rated #1 last year. Again, I was there. And I have a big show there that's singing, dancing, some amazing performers in the show. This year, it's a circus-themed show, so it's called Elvira's Big Talk.
I so love this. This is exactly what I was saying to them because before you came out, I was explaining how I grew up watching you and you inspired my wardrobe today. And I tried to show them a
Thank
little
you.
bra and they were very excited about that.
Whoa, dude.
I'm inspired. I mean, what can I do? I'm sitting here with there were so few women in the horror genre or, really, and you were so funny and so
Thank you.
beautiful and you just pulled everything off so well. I was like, I want to do something like that in the future. Of course,
Thank you.
it can't be you, but I can get on stage with you.
It was really funny. I don't know if you guys know, you're not old enough to know probably, but, well, a couple of you maybe. But when I started Comic-Con in San Diego, it was like at the Hotel Cortez, I think, something. And I was the only woman there. I was the only woman there. I mean, that's shocking, isn't it?
Very shocking.
Because, and for a few years after that, then it was in the basement of the convention center, and I was still the only woman there. It was really, really bizarre. And when you went to these cons, you did not see women,
No.
unless maybe they were being drugged there by their husband or boyfriend, it's so bizarre now. I'm so happy. It's like one of the best things I've ever seen is that there are so many women getting into these pop culture cons,
Oh, yeah.
and it's getting, and the movies also, there are a few movies that are finally gearing towards women. They go, girls don't want to see horror. Hello, they want to see horror when they're not the victim.
I'd like to not be killed, right?
So I think there's a lot of new filmmakers out there, women getting into, especially the whole horror genre and into the cons, into the pop culture, and it's awesome. And not as the victim anymore, as the person who's kicking your butt. So
And you
I
can
love
be
that.
funny and sexy at the same time. too,
Exactly.
which I
You can
think
be
is-
funny, you can be sexy, and you can be strong. Just because you're sexy doesn't mean you're a bimbo, and just because you're strong doesn't mean you look like Margaret Thatcher or Hillary Clinton. I'm not saying anything. I love both of them. I love Hillary.
Yes, these are great.
But you can combine the two, and it works. So
Well, you were one of the first people who actually worked with, I think you were so smart and so funny. You just were so funny. And I wouldn't miss a single episode. I would watch, where I lived in Boston, it was Saturday mornings, and I was like, time to watch Elvira vs. South America. My little brother, who's about 8 years younger, would be like, sorry, I don't like on TV, but it had to happen. I would not miss it.
thank you. A lot of people have come up to me today and said that I was the reason their mom got rid of cable. So.
Well, my dad did not mind me watching that show, not one bit. So he was pretty happy about it. No complaints there.
Dads love me.
Of course they do. Of course they do. They're not dumb. So if you don't mind, there's a lot of fans waiting in line, and I'd like to take a question here. Our first person. Hello, go ahead, sir.
Hi Cassandra, my name's Brandon. Thanks for being here today. You look as beautiful as ever.
Thanks.
So my question is, Halloween in October is definitely my favorite time of year and favorite holiday. Do you have any traditions or something you have to do every Halloween or October, or what's something you look forward to in that month?
Work. That's, it's a good thing and a bad thing, but my Halloweens for 33, 4 or 5 years, I don't know, whatever, have been I wear the same costume. I work, you know, usually 3-4 jobs on Halloween, day and night, and every day leading up to it. I'm working now for gearing up for Halloween, but I start rehearsals September 1st, which is a couple of days, and then after I shoot that show, then I start whatever that day is, and work straight through to November 1st. And I grew up with Halloween being the biggest thing in my family because my mother and my aunt owned a costume shop. So when I was a kid, number one, it was our busiest time of year. All my relatives came into town from different states and worked at my mom's shop. And I remember as a kid sitting in there stuffing, you know, tiger tails and devil horns, you know, with foam and ironing costumes. And it was a big deal in my family. And also, I always had the coolest costume of anyone growing up. Back in the 50s, when you went to buy a costume at like Montgomery Ward's, there were these little plastic things you unfolded with this little plastic mask with a little, you know, elastic band around it. I, on the other hand, had the most awesome costumes because my mom and my aunt were seamstresses. And like, for example, one year when I was in 2nd grade, I think I won a $100 bond because I was dressed as Miss Kitty from Gunsmoke. And had a plume in my hair and high heels on. This is me in 2nd grade. High heels, corset, plume in my hair. I have so many pictures of me as like a 2nd grader wearing high heels. It's kind of scary. You know, and every year, whatever the big TV show was, that was a costume they would make for me. So I'd be Ginger from Gilligan's Island and Morticia from the Addams Family, and I Dream of Jeannie, and I'd win all the contests. And you know, I guess I must have sunk in my brain that Halloween makes me really special, you know? And here I am doing the very same thing 100 years later.
Thank you so much. Great
Long answer, huh?
No, it was a great answer. That's what we love to hear, the stories. That's why we're here, because we want to hear all about that. And that's something we talked about before you came on stage, your costuming and how interesting that was. And so to hear that that was really a part of your life, your whole life, makes a lot of sense now. Hello.
Big fan.
Thank you.
I actually have 2 questions. I was wondering, what point in your career did you realize, like, oh my gosh, this is really happening?
Well, it was about 2 weeks after I became Elvira, and my show started airing at a local station in LA. And first of all, I was temporary secretary during the day, and one day I went into work, and I passed a group of construction workers who recognized me for some reason. That was really odd, and started screaming like little girls. It was really, you know, I was so shocked. I ran from them. I thought they were crazy people. And then right around the same time, my name, of course, was in the phone book because back in the day, folks, everybody put their name in the phone book, you know? So I started getting calls morning, noon, and night, nonstop, from everyone, just say, oh my God, I love your show, and will you come to my beauty salon and make an appearance? Will you come to my grocery store? You know, and I had to take my name out of the book and change my phone number. So obviously I knew, something's happening. And a couple weeks later, Johnny Carson invited me on the Tonight Show, and then it was like, oh my God, I'm famous.
I love that story. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. What a great question.
Well,
Thank you for the answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to ask you one more question.
Oh, sure.
There's a lot of ladies here, and we're probably all wondering if you have some boob tips.
Some boob tips?
Please ask.
Wow.
Boobs.
Well, I don't know, just a living bra. The problem with my living bra is I actually have to feed it and take it out to be No, the bra for my Elvira dress really is like a steel-belted radial tire. It's just so incredibly much metal and everything in there that I guess you just, you know, try to get all the skin from your ankles and then pull it up your legs and pull it up and then push it all out the top. That's my tip.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, Cassandra.
Hi.
I want to ask you about, I saw an interview with you, you were talking about your relationship with Elvis Presley when you were in Las Vegas. If you could elaborate, or what kind of guy was he like to hang out with? And
Yeah, it was such a weird thing. I was a showgirl in Las Vegas working at the Dunes Hotel, and Elvis came in with his entourage to see the show. Nobody was allowed in the show, just Elvis and his group. So it was odd performing, to just one booth of people. But it was Elvis, so, everybody was sweating bullets. And I was a huge, huge fan, and had been since I was 5 years old. And I got the record, You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, for my birthday. And I have a super embarrassing Super 8 film of me dancing to that. Oh my God, I was weird, I can tell you. I do the weirdest dance you've ever seen. Anyway, so meeting him, one of my fellow showgirls was dating his money manager, his road manager, Joe Esposito, and asked her to come back to their suite for a party afterwards, and I allowed me to tag along, I think after a lot of crying and begging, and I went back, and Elvis just kind of came over and glommed onto me. I was 17 at the time, and everybody else there were probably in their 30s, around the 30s, 40s, I guess. This was when, in 1969, when Elvis did that big TV show where he was all in black leather. He was not the big Elvis yet. Anyway, we just talked and hung out. We talked about all kinds of bizarre things. He was super smart. He was very naive. He kind of young kid. He was really interested in neurology and economy. I remember he was talking about so many bizarre things. He was showing me all these things about like his blood vessels that his gift had given him. And he was super excited about things. He was really fun to listen to. Really kind of missed me out on it. But nothing really heavy happened because I was actually in it. And anyway, so please have my book. Okay, so anyway, I stayed there the whole night. I mean, that was typical to stay anywhere the whole night because everybody in Vegas kind of performs. You get done with your show at 2, 3 in the morning, and then you go out until the sun comes up, and then you go home and sleep all day, and go back and wake up at night and do it again. So anyway, it was great. He was fantastic. He was so sweet. He did not give me a Cadillac or anybody. Everybody always asks no. But just meeting him and he changed my life. He actually changed my life because we were singing together on the piano, if you can believe that. He was playing and we were singing. And he said, "You have a really good voice. Why don't you go and get some, vocal lessons? You could be a singer." And I'm like, "Really? Really?" He said, "Absolutely." He said, "You really need to leave Vegas. It's not a place where you want to stay for the rest of your life."
Wow.
And be a showgirl. And actually it turned out to be the best advice I ever got from somebody because I went out the next day, got vocal lessons, got a part in my show singing. A Good Man Is Hard to Find. I'll never forget. And that was my song. And if it wasn't for him, I was the youngest showgirl in Las Vegas. I would now be the oldest showgirl in Las Vegas. So, changed my life.
Was he as handsome up close?
Was he what?
Was he as good looking up close as he was on
Oh
film?
God, yeah, he was so good looking. I couldn't even look at him. I couldn't look at him. It was scary.
Wow.
Really. Oh,
Wow.
I was like, oh. Yeah, amazing.
Thank you.
What a great question and a great, great answer. And now I'm going to take a question from our friends at Frankly Chat, right here. There was one from Christian Smith. Did you have input on how the Elvira character looked, including the outfit and the hair?
Yeah, when I first got the part of Elvira, I just went in. We didn't have a name. Well, actually, they were going to call it Vampira, which to me, I thought Vampira was okay. Female vampire, awesome. And I went in looking like myself, and I got the part. And then they had this whole idea where they're going to bring back the vampire character who'd been on there in the 50s for like 3 months, I think. They're going to bring back the character and they're going to do it again. But since we found out that Vampira owned the name, they could not bring back the name. So my best friend at the time, who I traveled in a band with on Mama's Boys for the previous 4 or 5 years, was an artist, and he and I got together and tried to think of like a career, because he told me you have to look sleepy, So we came up with this thing that was like Terrence Macy's early vampire tours, where he was in a raggedy sheer kind of pink gown, all ripped up, and real pale with real big dark circles on his eyes, kind of get going with, and red hair. And the station was like, no, we have to have all black, it has to be all black hair, black dress, black nails, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? But then they said we had to do that. Robert Drury, Robert
we're probably back to the Ronette, the favorite day of my instructor, which is January 25, which is called a mime stuff. And anyway, we did the dress and stuff. We did the book makeup from the book of the video we had. And then we made the dresses. I didn't expect you to get it, as you can see. And when I'm wearing that, I just didn't think they were going to let me on. You know, I was really shocked when they said I could wear it. They actually said, "See, that makes the slit a little higher on the leg." I was like, okay, I don't know. But it's so funny people used to ask me, oh my God, this is, you know, this is Mother's Day. Should you be wearing that dress? And I go, I don't think it's not going to wear anything. I was a showgirl, you know, after all. That's true. And that was a great costume, and your mom made it happen. Yeah, my mom sewed, my mom and my aunt sewed my first top of children's bra. When I was 14, I don't know if you saw my movie, but people often ask me at the end of the movie, I go casual, you know, and my mom and my aunt made me these bras for midnight before I practiced. When I was 13, every day, like, testing yellow, you know, from school, I practiced for practice, and it paid off. It sure did. My God, I love these stories. This is inspiring. I think maybe you feel like I could do this too. I love it. Our next question is over here.
Hi there. I was just wondering, how was it to work on the movie All About Evil?
Oh, it was awesome. I worked on this film called All About Evil with my very close friend, Peaches Price, a drag queen in San Francisco, made, and it was awesome. It was Mink Soul and Natasha Leone, who's now in Orange is the New Black, right? And Thomas Dekker. Great people. Thomas Dekker plays my son. And I actually played the only sort of really straight, normal person in the movie.
So that was a switch for me. I had a hard time doing it, let me tell you. But it was great working with Joshua because I love him so much and he's so creative and fun. Joshua has this idea that I would love to do, and he just recently did a musical with Sharon Needles and, oh God, a bunch of other really, really great drag queens of Grey Gardens. And we're talking right now about doing the musical of Mistress of the Dark. It would be so fun, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, with him, he's going to be, what is he going to be? Peachy Pariah.
I love that. Oh my gosh, this is so great. And you were also a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race in the first episode of
Yeah, I spend a lot of time with drag queens. I don't know that there's a drag queen in the world that I don't know. Maybe there's a few out there, but I used to actually work with drag queens again when I was about 15. I worked in a drag club. I actually was a drag queen for a few nights when one of them didn't show up, and I had to dress up as a, girl being a guy being a girl. I was extra sad because I was in blackface because we were the Supremes.
Oh my God.
I know. Tell me about it. Okay, so wrong on so many levels. But anyway, I used to worship drag queens, and I learned so much from them. And now it became full circle. Drag queens are dressing up as me, so it's awesome.
It is awesome. My gosh, I love this. I wish we had a longer time period. I really do. I wish we did. I'm going to take this question here. Hello, sir.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I just want to say, I grew up, I love how you always taught us that it's okay to be yourself. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So much for that.
Thank you.
My question was kind of along the lines of Drag Race. Any fun memories from being on Drag Race, and are you going to do it again?
I loved being on Drag Race. I've known Rue forever, and really good friends, and have been on it a couple times. And I don't know if they'll have me on again. A little run-in with World of Wonder about a show we were putting together, and they may not want me on there again. I don't know. But Rue and I are really great friends, and I had such a blast being on there. And I feel kind of responsible for getting Sharon Needles to win, because I saw her then for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, like a horror drag queen. It was so awesome. I hadn't seen anything like that. So, not that I'm responsible for Sharon Needles, of course, but I am. No.
1%. Thank you so much. Great question, terrific answer. Hello, sir.
Hi there. So my friends and I, we watch Elvira, Mistress of the Dark movie all the time. I think a million times. What is your favorite scene and line from that, if you can remember? right?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Well, my favorite line that I use most often is, when I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. I love that line. And my favorite scene, what would it be? I had a blast shooting that movie, I tell you, every day. I mean, it was hard, it was really hard, but it was so fun, so fun. And myself and my writing partner, John Paragon, and a friend of mine, Sam Egan, wrote it. The writing process was really the most fun. That was honestly the most fun I ever had without laughing.
Was the baby your idea?
I'm sorry?
Was the baby with the ring your idea?
You know, I sort of forgot whose idea was what. I remember some of the lines that were definitely mine, and some of the lines that were definitely theirs. The scenes were changing so often. We'd start out with one, and then, you know, morph into something else. And then, of course, the studio got involved, and I morphed into other stuff that we didn't really want. Originally, the movie didn't have the teenagers, which turned out okay, but I felt like there were almost too many people in the movie. You couldn't concentrate on learning about one character because there were so many characters in the movie. It was so funny. I just saw a couple of the characters, Ellen Dunning that played the teenage girl, and Pat Brown who played the old lady in the motel. I just saw them the other day in some really hideous movie. What was it? It was just, I'm watching all these horror movies right now from Charles Band, like Puppet Masters and oh my God, demonic toys and everything. But I just saw them in there and it was like, oh my God, awesome. It's seen them work. Anyway, yeah, I should shut up because we don't have much time, right?
Oh, well, we have about 15 minutes left, and before we go to this question, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to our Frankly people, because they also, you know, they're probably here. This is Cedric. How often do you like to put on the Elvira costume and makeup?
How often do I like to? Never. I mean, it's cool wearing it, you know, but it's as you get older, it gets harder and harder to put on. I mean, it was hard from day one.
Yeah.
I wish I would have thought of a costume that was more like a mooner with flip-flops. I had to start with this damn most uncomfortable dress that ever lived. And 6-inch heels.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, tons of hair, which makes you really warm. So you're constantly sweating, you know, my makeup off. You know, it's just kind of a painful dress.
And
So-
the thing is, too, when something like this starts, you don't know how big it's going to be or how it's going to turn into.
I thought I'd be on for a week, I swear to God.
Right.
When I saw this and saw how ridiculous it was, I was like, this is going to last like 1 week, so I better save this $300 they're paying me.
Was it really that low?
Oh yeah. I got not quite $300 before taxes every
Oh, my
week.
God.
Which was really upsetting when they did a 3D. They did a 3D broadcast in LA only for the first television show ever broadcast in 3D. And they sold glasses at 7-Eleven for $3 a pop. And I shot the show for 24 hours. It started at 8 a.m. and shot till 8 a.m. the next day. I got $300, and they sold 2.7 million pair of glasses at $3 a pop. I'm still very bitter about that. As you can tell, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
God. Oh, I'm mad. I'm angry. I want to recall all those dollars for you. Thank you so much. That was a great answer. Hello.
Hi, Elvira.
Hi.
I'm Christina. Have you ever tried a cronut before?
A cronut?
Yeah.
No, but I'm looking forward to it. Usually, if I'm in the Northwest, I have voodoo donuts is my favorite thing, but I haven't tried cronuts
I
yet.
was
But
going
if
to
you
say,
have
where do
one,
you go when you come down here? What on the plane get a craving? What kind of foods?
looking forward to it. Only if they can make one in the shape of Elvira.
Oh.
Voodoo Donuts did. They gave me a donut in the shape of Elvira. That was awesome.
It was an Elvira, not boobs. They're very famous.
It was a whole Elvira, yeah. Boobs and everything.
Wow. That must have been cool. Was it filled with anything? I have to ask.
No.
They're very famous. If you don't know Voodoo Donuts, they're very famous in Portland. And it comes in a pink box, and they say good things come in pink boxes.
Yeah, they're really good. Look, there's a very short person up there.
Oh my goodness! Oh, would you like to come up here and use this microphone? Would you?
Oh, he's got it.
Are you good? No, he wants to come up. He's taking the invitation seriously. Yeah, come on up here, little man. Oh my gosh, you are adorbs. I like the flag. There you go, sir. You're very welcome.
Did you like being in the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Oh, I love that. That's a fantastic question.